Hey guys, welcome to day 29 of Lessons from My Mom's Camera. A little bit of background. This is me watching my mom's videos when she was still alive. She would do these challenges and pursue a specific goal for a period of time. This cycle is 77 days where she challenges herself to show up every morning, take a walk before breakfast, coffee, and even checking her phone. That's hard for her. And then while she's at it, she actually shares wonderful quotes for the day and a message to her Facebook community, and now a message to us. This was actually recorded in 2018. She passed away in 2024 from lung cancer. And fast forward to 8 years later, 2026, June 8th, we are getting a wonderful message from my mama, who's now an angel. Let's see what it is.
Good morning and welcome to day 29 of my 77-day challenge. Looks like my hair refuses to stand down. And that is actually part of my quote for today, which is from Dr. Stephen Covey. You reap what you sow. Let me say that again. You reap what you sow. That comes from a biblical passage about the harvest, and whatever you plant is what you will harvest. So Covey uses that as one of his major principles in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He talks about the law of the harvest, how in the farm you cannot cheat the crops. You can't slack off and not do the, what do they call that? You can't slack off and not plow the field at the right time or clear it of rocks and weeds, and then not, what do they call that? Sow the seed at the right time, irrigate it or water it and look after it, and then expect that you'll be able to harvest a good crop. He says you can't do that. There is no cramming out on the field and the farm. It's not like in many aspects of life where people tend to slack off. They don't do what they're supposed to do at the right time, and then they expect to be able to harvest whatever it is. He actually uses this in relation to relationships and planting the right seeds for relationships. How if you don't plant the seed of friendship and respect and affirmation and attention and all the little deposits into your emotional bank account with people, then you're not going to harvest a good relationship. I love how he talks about kids. When you're raising kids, you need to plant those seeds, because then when they're teenagers, you'll be able to harvest that. You'll have a better relationship. And oh gosh, I don't want to get started on the entire book, because as you can see, I love the book. I love this concept. And so many times in life when things aren't going right, I realize, that was the law of the harvest. You reap what you sow. And like this morning, oh gosh, I had a really hard time getting up. I just didn't want to get up, but I knew why, because last night I went to bed at 2 a.m. A very good reason. We had our online meeting of global trainers online, and it was fabulous. And after the meeting, we still had an after meeting for almost, I think, another 40 minutes, and then I kind of wound down with the recording and all that. So everything all told, I was asleep probably about 10-15 minutes after 2 a.m. And despite trying to set my alarm as loud as possible, the alarm went off and I heard it in a distance, and I just couldn't get up. And I had to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up you go. I had to do that, and I was still really sluggish, and I was still saying, I want coffee, I want coffee. And I said, no coffee. Coffee is your reward. But anyway, this is getting to be very long, but I wanted to share that today's quote for the day is the law of the harvest, or rather, you reap what you sow in any aspect of life, whether it's your family relationships, your work relationships, your business, your life, your finances, and yes, your health. You can't suddenly just be healthy. You have to sow the seed of working out, exercising, eating the right food, having enough rest. Oops. And all that. Last night will be an exception because it was a wonderful meeting. But normally I really try to be in bed before midnight so that I can be up the next morning and not feel like I have to drag myself out of bed, because you reap what you sow. If you don't go to bed at a decent hour, and for me midnight is a decent hour, then you won't be able to get up early the next morning. But enough of that. This is just a reflection on how real life is and how reality can really bite. But I am now going to end this and head out for my walk. For you, those of you who don't know, every morning for the last 28 days, this is the 29th day, I head out for a walk up the hill, really brisk walk, no breakfast, no coffee, and no checking of cell phone messages and emails. So I'm heading out there now. I will see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. Reflect on our food for thought. You reap what you sow. Remember the law of the harvest, and have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, midnight, or whatever it is in your part of the world. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Oh, for someone who had only like a few hours of sleep, she radiates. Such a vibrant human being, my mama. And look at that. Look at her red tank and her red headband. It's so interesting when she talks about you reap what you sow, and maybe we can start my 2-minute timer. I downloaded a visual 2-minute timer so that I can start really practicing and being mindful of the time. Whew. Should I include this already? Yeah, the reason why, maybe I'll do it. Okay. 2 minutes starts now. It's so beautiful when she shares this very simple yet significant quote of you reap what you sow. And that's the entire reason why, if you're checking out, if this is the first time you've come across this YouTube channel, it's I'll See You in Spring. It's exactly because of that, wanting to visit the garden that will blossom in spring from all the seeds she's planted in her life, all the wonderful little treasures in life that is blossoming. I mean, spring right now for her is eternal, so that's why we're visiting her every day. We're experiencing it every day. The beautiful wonders of her lens from her videos. And that's why I entitled the account, I'll See You in Spring. And interestingly enough, when I was exploring my own journey, my own, existential search for meaning, I said, I love to sing, I love to write, I love spoken word, I love poetry, I love communicating, public speaking. I love sharing as well and connecting to people. And I wondered, how can I capture that concept in a username or in an account where, in this day and age, people say, hey, you should focus on one thing. And I can't. I love doing everything, and it brings me so much joy and energy. And I figured, hey, it's a space that blooms. I want to create a safe space where I can show up, try out things, experiment, and then witness all the seeds I've planted blossom. Might not be in full bloom, it might just be budding, but at least I'm in the garden of my creation where I can savor the moments that I planted myself. And even better, share it with everyone else. Ooh, hey, the 2-minute timer actually helps. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow for day 30. 1 month of lessons from my mom's camera. I'll see you then. You guys have a good day. Bye.